Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome to your ultimate destination for all things Dallas Cowboys. From the latest news, game analysis, rumors, to deep dives into player performances and strategies, we've got you covered. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a play. Let's dive into everything you need to know about America's team. With the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons still miles apart on a contract extension less than a week before training camp kicks off, the pressure cooker that is Cowboys Nation is officially boiling over. Parsons, the team's defensive juggernaut, has openly expressed frustration, leveling pointed criticism at the Cowboys front office for the slow pace of negotiations. His candid remark, "You can't want us to take less because you just decided to wait," hits like a microphone drop in a room full of reporters and fans alike. The statement isn't just a casual gripe. It reveals a deeper tension and impatience from a player who's already proven his worth on the field and now wants it reflected in his paycheck. What adds fuel to the fire is the timing. Training camp is imminent, and the Cowboys need Parsons ready, focused, and locked in for the season ahead, not distracted by contractual limbo or considering holding out. The longer this drags on, the greater the risk that Parsons arrives at camp unsettled, a scenario no team wants when they're counting on a star defender to anchor their defense. So the stage is set. Cowboys management must act swiftly or face the fallout of missing out on their defensive MVP at the critical moment before the season. Adding another layer to this already tense situation, the NFL witnessed a seismic contract signing on Thursday that should have Dallas front office scrambling to close the Parsons deal without delay. T.J. Watt, the Pittsburgh Steelers star edge rusher, inked a record-setting deal, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in the league at an astonishing $41 million per year. Watt's new contract isn't just a headline, it's a benchmark, a new high watermark for defensive players around the league, and especially for someone like Micah Parsons, who is on a comparable trajectory. Watt's deal sends a clear message to Dallas: there's no reason to delay any longer or attempt to lowball Parsons, given that Parsons' talent and impact arguably outpace Watt's due to his younger age and explosive playmaking ability. Expectations are that Parsons' contract will surpass Watt's deal when signed, likely pushing beyond $40 million annually. Watt's signing effectively removes any justification for the Cowboys to drag their feet, as the market has now spoken loudly and clearly. This new reality makes it even harder for the Cowboys to justify not locking Parsons up before training camp kicks off, as every day they wait risks losing leverage and the goodwill of their star player. Looking back at owner Jerry Jones' past approach to contract negotiations offers insight into why the Cowboys might have delayed signing Parsons, but it also highlights why that strategy no longer works in this situation. Last year, when deals for CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott were pending, Jones famously said he preferred to let the leaves fall, which was his way of saying he wanted to see how the market unfolded before making any moves. That meant waiting for other star players like Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson to set the precedent with their own lucrative deals. Once Jefferson's contract became public, it paved the way for Lamb's extension to follow suit. But in this new landscape, the dominoes have already fallen. The market has moved on from a wait-and-see phase, with Watt and Garrett signing huge deals, setting a clear financial bar that the Cowboys simply cannot ignore for Parsons. The luxury of waiting is no longer available to them. They must adapt to this changed landscape, where the stakes are higher and the competition for top defensive talent is more intense. Parsons' contract isn't just another deal. It's a statement of intent for Dallas moving forward. What makes the urgency of Parsons' contract even more pressing is the length and structure likely to be involved. Watt signed a 3-year extension, but with him turning 31 this October, that length makes sense from Pittsburgh's perspective as they balance competitiveness with his age. Parsons, on the other hand, just turned 26 and is in his prime with many more peak years ahead. It's widely expected Parsons will push for a longer commitment, possibly a 5-year deal worth over $100 million in total. Such a contract would not only make him the highest paid defender, but also demonstrate the Cowboys' belief in him as a foundational piece for the franchise's future. This kind of deal signals long-term trust and investment, which Parsons undoubtedly deserves given his extraordinary impact on the field. But beyond the numbers, the length of the contract also sends a message about stability and confidence, something that Parsons and the Cowboys both need heading into a season where defensive dominance will be crucial. Dallas can no longer stall. or hedge, the window for reaching an agreement that satisfies both sides is narrowing fast. Another critical factor in this unfolding saga is the impact Parsons' absence or limited participation could have on the team's preparation and chemistry during training camp. Although Parsons doesn't operate in the same kind of direct positional tandem that quarterbacks and wide receivers do, his presence on the field and in practice is integral to defensive cohesion. Last year, Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb both admitted that early season struggles stemmed in part from a lack of chemistry and timing that couldn't be fully developed in the preseason. For Parsons, being away from practice due to a holdout or holding in, where a player attends but doesn't participate fully, would mean missing vital reps that build synergy with teammates. Defensive communication and understanding are just as essential as offensive timing. Any delay in Parsons getting reps with the defense could ripple through the entire unit, affecting performance when the games count. The Cowboys need Parsons firing on all cylinders from day one, and that requires his full involvement in training camp. With time running out, the longer the negotiations drag on, the more risk Dallas takes of weakening their defensive foundation. It's also important to acknowledge the Cowboys' history with delayed negotiations and how it has rarely worked in their favor financially. Historically, the franchise has sometimes been slow to close deals, a tactic perhaps aimed at controlling costs or maintaining leverage. Yet, this approach has often backfired, with players sometimes holding out or demanding more once the deal finally comes together. Financially, there's little evidence that waiting yields a better result for Dallas. In fact, it might cost more in the long run when players feel undervalued or disrespected. Micah Parsons, already a star, isn't going to accept playing with a cloud of uncertainty hanging over him, nor should the Cowboys expect him to. Given the current market and recent signings, the Cowboys are in a position where dragging this out only risks alienating their star player and weakening their negotiating position. The smart play now is to expedite talks and lock Parsons in before training camp, preserving team unity and securing a key building block for the future. In addition to the financial and strategic reasons, there's a psychological and motivational angle that can't be ignored. Micah Parsons has been vocal about his frustrations, and when a player speaks out publicly, it usually means the situation is impacting their mental focus. Athletes perform best when they feel valued, respected, and secure in their place within an organization. Prolonged uncertainty can distract from game preparation and overall morale. For a player of Parsons' caliber, who is not just a contributor but a game changer, maintaining his mental edge is critical. The Cowboys have a vested interest in ensuring Parsons feels fully supported and rewarded. Signing him before camp doesn't just secure his services, it sends a message to the rest of the team and the fan base that Dallas is committed to winning and values its top talent. This kind of positive energy can be contagious and pivotal during a long, grueling NFL season. Delay only risks turning a potential source of inspiration into a point of friction. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. From a broader organizational perspective, the Cowboys are at a crossroads where their decisions around Parsons' contract will resonate far beyond just one player. The NFL landscape is increasingly competitive, and locking down elite defensive talent is essential for contending in today's pass-heavy league. Parsons is not just any defender. He's arguably the most dynamic and versatile edge rusher in the game today. The Cowboys' defense relies heavily on his unique skill set to disrupt defenses and create momentum-shifting plays. If Dallas fails to secure him quickly, it could signal to the league and their own roster that they're hesitant or indecisive about investing in their defense's future. Conversely, a swift, lucrative deal will reinforce the Cowboys' reputation as a destination for top-tier talent and solidify their commitment to building a championship-caliber roster. The stakes are high, and the clock is ticking every day. Without a deal increases uncertainty and potential instability within the team's defensive core. The timing of these contract talks couldn't be more critical given the proximity of training camp, where Parsons' physical presence and leadership will be crucial in setting the tone for the season. Training camp is when players come together to gel, learn schemes, and prepare mentally and physically for the rigors ahead. Defensive cohesion is built in these sessions, where players develop trust and communication that directly translate to on-field success. Without Parsons fully engaged in practicing, the Cowboys risk starting the season with a defense that's not in sync which could lead to early losses and momentum swings that are difficult to recover from. The franchise's ability to make the playoffs and ultimately compete for a Super Bowl may hinge on how ready their defense is from the very first snap. Thus, the importance of finalizing Parsons' contract extends well beyond salary figures. It impacts the very heart of Dallas' championship aspiration. The longer they wait, the higher the price paid in terms of preparedness and team morale. Another consideration is the message that the Cowboys' handling of this situation sends to other players in future negotiations. The NFL is a league of stars, and every top player is watching how their team treats their best teammates. If Parsons were to feel undervalued or mistreated by a slow negotiation process, it could undermine the trust that the Cowboys have built within their locker room. This could lead to more holdouts or demands from other key players down the line. Conversely, promptly signing Parsons to a fair, record-setting contract would demonstrate that the Cowboys are serious about rewarding excellence and maintaining a culture of respect and competitiveness. It's not just about one deal, it's about setting a standard and precedent that Dallas values its players and wants to keep them happy and motivated. In a league where player empowerment is growing, that message matters enormously for the franchise's long-term success. Finally, the conclusion is clear. With all the recent market movements and Parsons' own public statements, the Dallas Cowboys have no excuses left for delaying the contract extension. The Steelers' T.J. Watt deal set a new ceiling that Parsons is poised to exceed, and the Cowboys' prior wait-and-see approach no longer holds water. The cost of waiting isn't just financial, it's strategic, psychological, and potentially detrimental to the team's on-field success. Parsons is the cornerstone of the Cowboys' defense and deserves a deal that reflects his value and potential. The time for negotiations is now, before training camp begins, so that Parsons can be fully focused, engaged, and ready to lead Dallas to a successful season. In a league defined by stars and swift action, the Cowboys must act decisively or risk losing the momentum with their defensive MVP. The ball is in Dallas court, and the clock is ticking faster than ever. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.